Could the species of Godzilla still exist? In ancient times, Godzilla's kind was nearly wiped out by the Muto species. But in the MonsterVerse, extinction does not always mean complete disappearance. For example, King Kong's kind was once nearly destroyed by skull crawlers. Yet in the Hollow Earth, many of them were later discovered, hidden away. So the question is, could some of Godzilla's kind also be hiding? The Hollow Earth has extreme pressure, low light, and strong radiation. These are exactly the conditions that Godzilla's species depends on to survive. Their physical traits also suggest they are well suited for that environment. If some of them avoided the war with the Mutos and moved deeper into the Hollow Earth, they could have survived until now. They might still be sleeping, building up energy, or adapting over time, possibly becoming dominant creatures in that hidden world. With long-term exposure to high radiation, they may have evolved new forms and new abilities, such as stronger energy storage or entirely different ways to attack. And if they are still alive and one day return to the surface, what would they choose? To protect the world or reshape it under a new order? Why doesn't Godzilla live in the Earth's core? The answer can be found in Godzilla Awakening. Long ago, Earth's radiation levels were much higher than they are today. In that extreme environment, Godzilla was able to emerge. But after a massive impact event, radiation levels dropped sharply. In the end, only two major energy sources remained. One lies deep underground, near the Earth's core. The other exists in the deep ocean, where hydrothermal vents constantly release energy. For Godzilla, both locations can provide enough energy. So why not stay in the more concentrated source below? Because Godzilla is not just a predator. He is also a balance keeper of Earth's ecosystem. That means he cannot stay hidden in the deepest layers. He needs to monitor threats and respond quickly when they appear. That is why the deep ocean becomes the better choice. There is also another reason. In the comic, one major radiation source was already occupied by Shinomura. This ancient creature is a parasitic titan and one of Godzilla's oldest enemies. Because of that, the area near the core is far less safe than it may seem. So here's the real question. If the energy in the deep ocean were to disappear one day, where would Godzilla go next? Why did Tiamat dare to attack Godzilla? First, Tiamat is an extremely aggressive titan with a strong sense of territory. Its ferocity is comparable to Godzilla's. Anything that enters its domain is met with immediate attack, and like many titans, it does not back down easily. When faced with a threat, it chooses to fight. Second, Tiamat underestimated Godzilla. In the comics, within the deep ocean, Tiamat can actually challenge him. Its sharp scales are capable of injuring Godzilla. But before this battle, Godzilla had absorbed a massive amount of nuclear energy from a power source. He was fully restored and even entered a stronger state. Because of this, he was able to defeat Tiamat very quickly. Tiamat likely believed it was facing a normal version of Godzilla. That is why it chose to attack head-on. If it had chosen to retreat, Godzilla likely would not have chased it, because his real goal was the energy within Tiamat's territory. But this raises another question. Why didn't Godzilla try to communicate first, instead of attacking right away? Does that make him a ruthless ruler? What would happen if Rodan had never submitted to King Ghidorah? First, this would require Ghidorah not fully controlling Rodan at that moment. When the gravity beams are fired, the impact could blast Rodan away. He would likely be injured, but not completely out of the fight. That means he could recover and still watch the battle between Godzilla and Ghidorah. Given Rodan's aggressive nature, he might decide to return to the fight. Later, when humans launch the oxygen destroyer, Rodan would almost certainly move away from the blast zone. The weapon has little effect on Ghidorah, but the earlier battle would already have weakened him. Rodan could use that moment to attack again. Even so, he still would not be able to defeat Ghidorah alone, but he could delay him for a significant amount of time. During that time, Mothra learns that Godzilla is still alive. After humans revive Godzilla, the final battle could look very different. Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan would face Ghidorah together. Against three powerful titans at the same time, even Ghidorah might struggle to gain the advantage. And if the story had truly gone this way, would the history of the MonsterVerse have changed completely? Where does Godzilla's atomic breath come from? Inside Godzilla, there is something like a biological nuclear reactor. It can absorb nuclear radiation from the surrounding environment. The process is similar to charging a battery. That energy is then converted into destructive power. But this energy does not appear instantly. It needs time to build up inside his body. When Godzilla's dorsal plates begin to glow, it means the energy inside him is gathering, and at any moment, it can burst out. In Godzilla vs. Kong, his atomic breath even drills straight through the Earth's crust. This shows that his attack is not ordinary fire. It is a highly concentrated radiation energy beam. This beam is produced by the biological nuclear energy inside Godzilla. This idea explains where the power comes from and how it works. It also helps explain why Godzilla can grow stronger during battles. Every atomic breath is not a random burst. It is the result of energy building up over time, a focused release of destructive power. If atomic breath is essentially a release of energy stored inside the body, then, besides Godzilla, which other monsters might have similar abilities?